We use past tense to express past actions. But what if there was another action before the certain action in the past? How will you state which happened first? That is the time we use the past perfect tense. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Evi Yuli Astriningsih, and this time we are going to learn about the past perfect tense. Apakah teman-teman sudah tahu fungsi dari tenses ini? So, we use the past perfect tense to talk about the past, but not just any situation in the past. We use the past perfect tense when we're talking about two events that happened in the past, and when one event happened before the other event. Jadi, past perfect tense digunakan untuk menyatakan suatu peristiwa yang telah terjadi di waktu lampau dan selesai ketika ada peristiwa lain terjadi di waktu lampau juga. Jadi ceritanya ada dua kejadian nih di masa lampau. Kejadian pertama dan kejadian kedua. Nah, kejadian pertama yang lebih dahulu terjadi itu yang menggunakan past perfect tense. Past perfect tense helps you to order the actions in your story. Think about the past perfect as helping us to create a timeline. When I arrived home, my parents had slept. So there are two actions here, right? Ada dua kejadian kan? Ketika aku sampai di rumah dan orang tuaku tidur. When I arrived home, my parents had slept. Now, if I use just the past simple for both of these events, well, then we don't know which one happened first, right? All we know is that both events happened in the past. So, by using the past perfect in one of those actions, I'm letting you know which action happened before the other. When I arrived home, my parents had slept. So, which one came first? My parents had slept and then after I arrived home. Jadi ceritanya aku semalam pulang nih dan pulangnya kemalaman dari nonton bioskop misalnya ya. Nah, ketika sampai di rumah, rumahnya udah dikunci and I knock at the door. But nobody's answer. Tidak ada yang menjawab karena ternyata orang tuaku sudah tidur. Nah, jadi untuk menceritakan kejadian tersebut, kamu bisa bilang, when I arrived home, my parents had slept. Past perfect tense used to describe an event that was only a short time earlier than before now. Let's look at a few more examples. Diane had just left the room when her parents arrived. Diane baru saja meninggalkan ruangan ketika orang tuanya datang. So, which action happened first? Did her parents arrive first? No. She left the room first, but only by a little, just. And we know this because of the past perfect. Jadi dalam kalimat ini menyatakan bahwa Dian baru saja meninggalkan ruangan, lalu beberapa detik atau menit kemudian orang tuanya datang sehingga mereka tidak bertemu. Earlier, I mentioned that the past perfect tense can be used to describe an action that happened in the past before another action in the past. We can do the same thing but also emphasize the duration. How long that first action happened, and we do this by using for and duration. Let's take a look. I had lived in Jakarta for 3 years before I moved here. Saya tinggal di Jakarta selama 3 tahun sebelum saya pindah ke sini. Nah, jadi ada tetangga nih cerita kalau dulu sebelum dia pindah ke sini, dia pernah tinggal di Jakarta selama berapa tahun? Selama 3 tahun. So he says, I had lived in Jakarta for 3 years before I moved here. Berapa durasinya dia tinggal di Jakarta dulu sebelum dia pindah ke situ? 3 tahun. Nah, pindahnya kapan? Pindahnya sudah di masa lalu kan, sudah dulu. So in this sentence, past perfect tense used to describe an action happened before a stated time in the past. Okay, that's the examples. And now let's talk about how we make past perfect sentence. And it's pretty simple actually. You've probably already started noticing a pattern. We create the past perfect by using a verb head and the auxiliary verb head followed by our main verb in the past participle form. So let's go back and look at those same examples again. When I arrived home, my parents had slept. Dian had just left the room when her parents arrived. I had lived in Jakarta for 3 years before I moved here. As you see, no matter what the subject, you follow with had. Jadi apapun subjeknya, entah itu I, you, they, we, he, she, it, semuanya menggunakan had. So that's easy. I had, Dian had, she had, and etc. Then we follow with the past participle of the verb. Next, we move to how the past perfect tense is used. Because it almost always involves more than one event or action, so we usually need to know what to do with other event in our sentence, right? So when we use the past perfect in a sentence to show the order of things that happen in the past, the first happens in the past perfect tense. The second event happens in the past simple tense. Jadi, jika ada dua kejadian nih di masa lalu, kejadian yang pertama terjadi menggunakan past perfect dan kejadian selanjutnya atau kejadian kedua menggunakan past tense. Simple bukan? Now, interestingly, it doesn't matter which order the events are in the sentence. It is the sentence that tells us what happened first. So we could say that the past perfect, past simple, or the past simple and the past perfect, it is the same. In either of those examples, the past perfect event is one that happened first in time. And now let's move on. I'll introduce how to form the negative in the past perfect tense. Take a look at these examples. The sentence says, I had not eaten at the restaurant before I went yesterday. Again, we have the past perfect tense here and the past simple tense here. This one is the action that happened earlier and in the past. And this one over here is the action that happened later in the past. However, because this is the negative, what I'm going to do is add a not between the had and the past participle of the verb. So I say I had not eaten. Or I can use the contraction and say I hadn't eaten at the restaurant before I went yesterday. Now let's take a look at question using had in the past perfect tense. It says she had eaten lunch by noon. Now, to turn this into a question is quite easy. All you have to do is change the order of the first two words. So instead of she had, we say had she eaten lunch by noon? You can answer by saying yes, she had, and no, she hadn't. Okay, great job everyone. Now you have a better understanding of the past perfect tense. I know it can be a little difficult, but keep studying and keep practicing and you'll get better. I know studying English is not easy, but with time and effort, I know you'll master it. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.